Did y'all see Stephen A. and Jay Williams? Poor, poor Molly, poor Tim Legler. Like they took his legs off. They cut his legs off. He didn't say a word. You're like, y'all gotta have this. I don't know what y'all going through, but go through it without me. Man, those real life personal feelings bleed up over into work every single time. Oh man. Y'all gotta understand I'm not a hater. I just tell the truth too early. And I told y'all that like it's gonna be some culture clashes going on in media right now. And it's gonna continue to ramp up. Why? Because everybody got sold a bill of goods to some degree. Let me give it to you like this. Media to players was supposed to be translation of the game, right? You want to get a former player because he's going to tell you how the game was. He's going to tell you how the game feels. He's going to tell you everything about the game. What media turned into was something different. Like the entertainment factor, which had to be present, even if you're educating people, has now made people realize, oh, I think we've gone too far. Who are these pundits? So in a world where culture is rewarded, so whatever you see rewarded in any place, that's the culture. Your workplace too, your home, whatever you guys incentivize, that's the culture. Don't give me what you wrote on the wall. Don't give me what you told everybody what you stand for. I learned this from Ben Horowitz, Columbia alum and famous VC. Culture is what's rewarded. And what is media's culture? They reward Stephen A., Skip Bayless the most in traditional media. They make the most. Now you got non-traditional media now, whatever you want to call it, with Pat McAfee, who makes what they make twice as much, right? You got he's like, all right, add up Stephen A. and put Skip together and then double that. I'll take it, right? But that's non-traditional. But traditional media, the kings of the comedy, kings of the throne, are Skip Bayless and my man Stephen A. So athletes especially are finding this hard to swallow. This is a hard pill to swallow. Most people in the business don't make $1 million. Get it straight, y'all. I did. People who host shows normally do. Not all. Not all. A lot of thousandaires out there, right? But here's the point. They're doing that, and you're realizing that, the guys who make the most didn't even do it. Whatever. Journalism, right? The guys who make the most not only didn't do it on the field, on the court, but now they're taking it on camera too far. That's the gripe. That's what you're seeing happening now. Because the athlete knows objective standards. They know, hey, I played, there's a scoreboard. Hey, life's not fair. Sometimes the ref misses a call. Sometimes I didn't do my part. Sometimes they're just better than me, blah, blah, blah. But the athlete doesn't understand this part. No, that this industry, what you jumped into, is actually based on not the purest of intentions. Like we trying to entertain cats and maybe say anything to do it. Athlete like, nah, I don't want to cross that line. That's steroids to them mentally. That's like you're doing too much. And that's where we are. It's almost like the purists are going to call out the steroid users, right? But it's in media. It's not athlete to athlete. It's not even athlete to media. It's media to media. Jay and Stephen A. went at it. And what I like to see from them is to really go there in a devilish way, but in a productive way if it can be. Because it's obvious they're dancing around something else. And to be oblivious of that, I ain't buying it. You're on Stephen A's show. He reminded you of that when he was asking you those questions too. Talking about you shouldn't be in your feelings. No, be in your feelings, he actually said. He said, get in your feelings. Tell me what you feel. Not what's interesting. Both. I'm going to tell you what's interesting and what I feel. But Jay didn't want to go there because I think what he had was fully loaded personal. And that was tough for him because he wanted to be professional. But you can't lie to yourself. People can't lie to themselves. I'm not even looking forward to this media clash because I wish, frankly, I don't want to see the fight. I want traditional media to understand, get back to like an entertaining way of keeping it real. But they won't. They're going to keep going crazy and calling people out their name and acting like, oh, every story about the Cowboys and Kyrie and LeBron is, breaking news, and other stuff that's way more interesting, throw it on the cutting room floor. But that's their job. And I think that the athletes who are looking at it like, yeah, my job is to do that as well. JJ Redick, I think he did that to Stephen A as well this weekend. You saw JJ Redick. He wanted to talk about a potential trade. And he was like, look, I want to talk about the game. Simple as that. We can talk about this game, and when that trade happens, let's talk about it, right? And Stephen A knows that's his golden ticket, like to entertain. And I'm not slighting Stephen A. That's his job. He's doing his job very well to the point where he makes the most of all those guys in that lane. But there's another lane, and lane 2, that's starting to intersect. And it's the lane of people just saying it like they see it and getting the results from it and getting the lucrative opportunities from it. Pat McAfee makes sense, right? Obviously, huge money, huge numbers, and not alone. The only thing that I will say, though, is that traditional media has a middle class. Like I said, all those thousandaires. And over here, it's like, it seems like it's hit or miss. It's like you make it big in non-traditional media, or, okay, we'll see. Or a lot of guys are out there probably struggling. The middle class hasn't been built up yet, but the numbers are. And the support is real. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But Stephen A., Jay Will, it rhymes. Keep it real.